Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to Celeb Sauce. It's the backup channel backing Celeb up and bringing you all the breaking news. Hey yo, we got a lot to cover today, so let's get into it. The other day, your boy TK Kirkland was on the Art of the Dialogue, and he was talking about the Chris Rock Will Smith situation, and then he started going in on Jada. Your boy TK Kirkland said that every time that Will Smith jumps in the bed with Jada, he's basically jumping into the bed with a little boy. Check out what your boy TK Kirkland had to say.
But Will, he actually gave a response to the comedy special. He said that he was hurt and he was embarrassed by the comments that was made by Chris Rock. And Jada, she made a comment about it too. She said that Chris Rock, he obsessed with her.
There she go. Oh my God, that woman is too much, yo. It's not about her. That her husband caused pain to another man because of her. No one's obsessed with Jada. Jada is only cute from the neck up. Other than that, she look like a little boy. She ain't got a fat ass. She ain't got no titties. Like to lay down with her is almost homophobic, because if her head is on your chest, you almost feel like it's a boy. I'm just keeping it real. You know, she ain't got no long hair. Her hair ain't flowing like a woman. She got a bald head. She got little titties. She ain't got a fat ass. I like voluptuous women. Now, if you had a fat ass and thighs and that short haircut, different. Yeah, but right now she half woman, half boy. And you bring a lot of problems to the table. Like, you really got a fat ass. Bitch, sit your ass down and be quiet. You know, that's what I'm still, oh man, I don't even want to get into it.
Yo, how your boy gonna go all the way in like that and then at the end say, I don't even want to get into it. That right there is crazy. But anyways, after TK made the statement, a whole bunch of people had something to say online, and one person came through and said, quote, TK want all the smoke. Chris' joke wasn't even that harsh, end quote. And then another person said, quote, TK is hilarious. He tell it like it is. He doesn't hold nothing back, end quote. And then after that, another person came through and they were like, quote, I bet Will ain't running up on TK, end quote. But on the other hand, everybody wasn't feeling what your boy TK said, because somebody came through and said, quote, Jada is a naturally beautiful woman. I wish she never messed with her face. Not all women have hourglass shapes. There are different body types. She's petite and that's fine. Her face and personality were enough to attract many men. Before Will Smith, she dated Grant Hill and Wesley Snipes. Her best friend was Tupac Shakur, who wrote poetry about her. He said, when I think of what a black woman should be, it's you that I first think of, end quote. And then after that, somebody came through and said, quote, that's a dangerous narrative you're setting for black girls/women with slender body types, TK. There's many women that don't have voluptuous features, that are self-hating, low self-esteem, etc. because of this terrible idea that this body type identifies with being a boy/man. If it's not your thing, fine, but don't try to express that's what every man should want/need, end quote. You know what? I think TK Kirkland is full of crap, because if a woman that looked exactly like Jada and was shaped exactly like Jada tried to give him some play, he would try to bag that chick in a minute. That's what I think. And on top of that, a woman's womanhood is not based on her breast size, her bust size, or her hairstyle. A woman is a woman because God made her a woman. But anyways, let me know what you think about what your boy TK Kirkland just said about Jada. Are his statements out of bounds, or are they fair game? And do his statements perpetuate negative stereotypes about what it means to be a woman? Let me know in the comments. And while you're down there making a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Now check it out. A video of an Amazon delivery van is going viral on TikTok because it appears that whoever the Amazon delivery person was who was driving a truck was dropping off more than just packages. In the video, which was posted by a user named @PatrickHook01. We see the camera slowly zoom in on the van, which initially seems to be totally normal. Then an Amazon driver in a uniform opens up the door to the back of the van, and a blonde woman in a black dress with no shoes jumps out. Now, while we don't know why the chick was in the back of the van, I think that we all know why the chick was in the back of the van. So all I'm gonna say is that when you walk outside and you find those Amazon packages out on your porch, make sure you wipe them bad boys off, because you might be getting a little something more than you initially ordered. Listen, on to the next story. In light of the recent events that have been taking place with Ja Morant, a whole lot of people have been weighing in and giving their opinion as to why the young NBA basketball phenom is acting the way he acts. For example, when talking about Ja, Chicago Bulls guard Patrick Beverley said, quote, "It's crazy to say this, but Charleston White was absolutely correct. The music we listen to and how that is the new brand, the music say I keep a pipe, I do this, I do that. That turns into I need a pipe meaning gun," end quote. Now, after Beverly made those comments, TMZ ran into Ja Rule, and they asked him whether or not he felt that there was any validity to what Beverly said about rap music influencing Ja Morant. And Ja said that he's sure that there is, and then he said, quote, "You know, hip-hop is very influential. I've done things in my youth because of hip-hop. You know, Redman made How to Roll a Blunt. We started smoking blunts. Snoop made gin and juice. We started drinking gin and juice. So hip-hop is influential. I'm not going to say it's not. How far people take it is what it is," end quote. Listen, nobody can deny that hip-hop is very influential, but at the same time, I listened to a whole bunch of hip-hop when I was a kid, and I never ever started running out in the streets doing what the hip-hop told me to do. I mean, when Nelly said, "It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes," I didn't strip down and get butt naked in the club. Why? Because I knew that that was just a song. And when Onyx said, "Throw your guns in the air," I didn't go out and buy a gun so I could throw it in the air. Why? Because at a certain point, you're supposed to know where fiction ends and reality begins. But with that being said, we all know that some people are more susceptible to outside influence than others. For example, if you think like back in the day when your boy Jim Jones tricked all of those people to move to Guyana into Jonestown, and then he made them drink the Kool-Aid. I mean, I wouldn't have drank the Kool-Aid, but some people will always drink the Kool-Aid. So now, that begs the question, when the music is influencing the culture negatively, who's responsible for taking care of the situation? Is it the artist? Should the artist clean up their act? Because if the artist wasn't putting out that Kool-Aid, the people couldn't drink the Kool-Aid. Or does there have to be some personal responsibility? Even when you see the cup of Kool-Aid, if it ain't good for you, don't drink it. So listen, let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think that Ja Morant is being negatively influenced by the music? And if he is, whose fault is that? And really quick, let me share a little piece of advice. When you get to a certain age and you start your career, there's certain rules that come with each career that you need to abide by. You gotta make some changes in life. I mean, when I became a teacher, there were certain things that I just couldn't do anymore. I couldn't go to the club and party with my kids. I had to change my lifestyle. You gotta adhere to the rules if you wanna have a certain job. And the NBA is no different. I mean, could you imagine if like you were going in for surgery and right before you were getting ready to go under, you heard your surgeon on the phone and he was like, "Yeah, I was at the club last night. I was turned up. I was drinking all types of Henny. Listen, I'm still feeling it. Yo, I'm getting ready to do this surgery though. Let me hit you back later." Nope, you can't do it. And check this out. You know how like we're always talking about the rappers beefing? Well now, the producers are beefing too. If you recall, a few weeks ago your boy Hitboy put out a clip in which he was rapping over one of his beats and he dissed Metro Boomin, Southside, and Hitmaker. Well then, after that, Hitmaker came back and did an interview in which he said, quote,
"Between Hitmaker and Hitboy, Y'all got the whole.
See, but I'm on the radio.
Smash.
Hitboy is not on the radio.
Wait. Shots fired. Wait, hold up. I was just picking y'all up as new producers. I didn't even know where this was going.
No, I love Hitboy.
Hold
Gunshot,
up.
gunfire.
Yo, you knew this? Jim, you knew about this?
Anything.
Hitboy is a legend. He's a legendary producer. He's been doing it way longer than me. He's a great guy. But I'm gonna keep it a bean though. If you play the soundtrack to your life for the last 4 or 5 years on radio,
man, come on.
I know it's got to be frustrating with him because my name is so similar, my brother. But
It keeps getting worse.
Yeah, man.
Nah, shout out to Hitboy. We love him.
Yo, shout out to Hitboy. We love him.
Yo, it always kills me how people try to play other people, and then after they did it, they try to like downplay it by being like, nah, but we love them. But anyway, after your boy Hitboy heard your boy Hitmaker say that on the radio, he did an interview on Homegrown Radio, and he has something to say for himself. Check out what your boy Hitboy had to say.
Okay, so now that there's this thing, because I seen what he said on, I think it was Ebro. I seen what Hitmaker said on Ebro.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, you know, you never gonna hear these Hitboy songs on the radio, etc. Right? So when you hear stuff like that, how do you feel about that?
I mean, I don't really feel a way, you know what I mean? It's just like we are making what we want to make. Like, he chooses to make the type of shit he want to make. I don't respect it personally, but also I respect a black man getting money.
Right.
So that is what it is. I choose not to speak on him. I've been here and he been behind the scenes doing little corny shit, but it is what it is. Let that shit slide, but you know, I don't know, bro. It is what it is, man.
Do you think that so when you bring up your catalog, I mean, honestly,
An extensive
First off,
catalog.
the conversation over. He don't make beats, bro. Let's just start there. I'm really handcrafting new styles, coming with different bounces, different drum patterns, different type of ways of thinking about the music. And this man don't even make the beat, and he got the nerve to speak on me. That's like, you really on the pills for real. Like, you crazy.
Listen, isn't it supposed to be the rappers that are out there battling? I mean, now you got the producers going back and forth. It's just ridiculous. But listen, there's more than enough room in the business for two hot producers. So hopefully, instead of this like escalating to some real beef, they use this as motivation to make even hotter beats. Cause I mean, there is a such thing as good competition, and that's not a problem until the competition turns into something else. And then, the next thing you know, Hitboy and Hitmaker are going at it in the streets. That is a whole different story, and that nobody wants to see. But on the real, do you think the Hitboy and Hitmaker should be going back and forth like this on social media? Or do you think they should go back to the studio, put on the beats by Dre, dig in the crates, put their heads down and just make the music? Let me know what you think in the comments. Now, check it out. Earlier this week, Wyclef Jean went to the hospital after experiencing numbness on the right side of his face. According to reports, Wyclef began experiencing numbness after he returned from Los Angeles after a brief trip to Miami. After going to see his primary doctor, the doctor sent him to the hospital for further diagnosis and treatment. After being admitted to the hospital, Wyclef jumped on Instagram and informed his followers that he was undergoing medical treatment, but that he's alright. In a video that shows him in a hospital gown sitting in a wheelchair, Wyclef said, quote, "Sometimes we forget that our body is our temple. Be back soon," end quote. Listen, I'm so glad to hear that Wyclef is feeling much better, because I'm telling you, the neurological system is nothing to play around with. So let's keep Wyclef Jean lifted up in prayer, and let's also pray for everybody out there who is suffering from conditions that are linked to the nervous system. Now check it out. Do you guys remember your boy Mystikal from back in the day? You know, the rapper who did Danger, Watch Yourself. Well, it seems that any female who is around Mystikal may be in danger, and she may need to watch herself, because Mystikal is once again going to trial for allegedly raping someone. This is the third time that Mystikal has been accused of sexually assaulting a female. Mystikal was first accused of rape in 2004, and that accusation resulted in a conviction and a 6-year sentence. And then he was accused of rape again in 2016, but that charge was dropped in 2020, and now his third trial began earlier today. In an effort to keep the legal teams on both sides from publicly discussing the case, Mystikal's attorney Tiffany Miles Crosby filed a gag order on March 16th, citing that the case was expected to get, quote, inordinate amounts of publicity, end quote. In addition to asking the courts to place a gag order on the attorneys, court documents also reveal that Mystikal's attorneys also want the order to apply to the people who are going to testify as witnesses, law enforcement, and they want it to include radio, television, and other media outlets. Look, if your boy Mystikal is innocent, then this guy has the worst luck ever, and he needs to find one woman, settle down, and have a monogamous relationship. And I swear, if a woman walks by him, he should close his eyes. He shouldn't even look. However, if he is guilty, can you please lock this dude up for good? How many times are you gonna let the dude who's out here touching the girls out? He's got to go down for good. Listen, let me know what you think about your boy Mystikal. Do you think that he's innocent? Or do you think this dude's been accused 3 times, he's definitely guilty, and when he's out on the streets, all of these girls are in danger and need to watch themselves? Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to Celeb Source, your source for celebrity news. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Peace.